Hello everyone, my name is Lawrence. I'm the founder of IP Gennesis. We are actually a IP firm based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So we specialize in global intellectual property advisory services to our clients. Yes, I decided to try and do our first video podcast to share to our clients or everyone on how to protect and how to strategize your IP protections. This actually marks our first episode of our video podcast. So welcome everyone. It's our first try. So please comment and give us any suggestion or anything we done well or anything that need improvement. So I'm thrilled today, to have you to join me so that we can dive into the world of IP. We also known as intellectual property. The short form is known as IP. So we are going to explore how is IP going to play a crucial role in protecting your business, which is the most valuable assets. So now I have been in the IP scene for 15 years. We often been asked, is it necessary to register my IP? Some people may think that, IP is for big boys, for multinational companies. Is it necessary for newcomer or new business or startups to look into IP protections? But this is actually not the case, regardless if you are a startup or a multinational companies, even if you are a local neighborhood friendly grocery store or international chain mart, you all surely have some IP in your business. It's just a matter of how do you strategize or how you plan your IP ball game. The big boys have their ways, have their strategy, have their blueprints in IP protections. But even if you are small, even if you only have one simple name for your business, it is actually worth protection as well. So today I'm going to talk about why is IP important, especially for startups, and how do we build a roadmap for IP protections. Whether you are just starting up a business or whether you are thinking about it, understanding your IP and having a strategy in place can save you a lot of future headaches. Usually the first question that we have been asked is it necessary to register my IP? So you have just started your business. You have so many things, I know, you have many things to cover to start up a business registration, your material costs, your renovation costs, your human resources, so many priorities to juggle, right? So you might ask, do I need to even fork out money to protect my IP? The simple answer is actually not necessary, all of it, at least not right away. But what's crucial for you is you must have a clear roadmap of your IP protections. For example, you need to clearly know what is the unique selling point of your business. It can be your branding, it can be your invention, it can be your underlying codes, it can be the aesthetic appearances of your products, for example, your bottles, or maybe it's your drawings, your videos, your music. You just need to line up all this and then to identify what are the IPs that actually constitute the unique selling point of your business. You need to know what are the IPs in your business that actually worth protecting, when to protect and how to go about it. Without a plan, right, you might actually miss out a lot of unique selling point of yours. You might lose out a lot on your advantage and edges. The purpose of us having an IP roadmap, it is actually to give you a clear picture of your IP assets and then to decide strategically which IP to protect, when to protect, and then how. You have to think of it as a guide to help you align your IP strategy together with your business goal. So even if you decide not to protect certain part of your IPs, right? You think, it's okay for everyone to use my name or product's name or my inventions. At least you know what you are giving out. That's the importance of IP roadmap. You need to know what you want to secure and what you want to leave it at stakes, or maybe you are okay with people with copying. So you are willing to take the risk to let people copy. What I mean is you need to know the exact strength and weaknesses of your business. So the first thing we have to ask is, first, what is intellectual property? Intellectual property means a creation of mind. It refers to whatever things that you come up from your mind, including your imaginations, ideas, brand names, logos, artistic work, business plans, and many more. Anything that you come up from your thinking. We need to understand one thing is not all the creation of minds automatically qualified for legal protections. The law actually have identified a few types of IP to be eligible for protections. The most common things that we have seen so far is the trademarks, patents, copyrights, industrial designs, Some can go to the extent of plant varieties, geographical indications, and then also confidential information. So let's talk about the first thing, the trademark, which is the most fundamental IP of all businesses. Because I'm sure regardless which industry you are in, regardless the size of your companies, trademark is the fundamental IPs that all business would have. Okay, these protect your brand identity, things like your business names, your logo and slogan. Trademark is actually a general terms that actually have covered a lot of different signs to identify your business, your products and your services. Under the trademark laws, right, we have actually covered a wide range of things can be registered as a trademark. This includes your name, your logo, your slogans. Now under the new act, right, we can also cover things like your sound, even a smell can be registered as a trademark. So it doesn't matter the size of your companies. You might not have an invention, you might not have a source code, but surely your company have a name. And then you will need to consider whether is it okay for other people to copy your name as well. If you don't want other people to copy it, right, then you should register it as a trademark. Some people may ask, isn't it enough if I already registered my company's name with the company's commission? In Malaysia, we call it the SSM. So why do I still need to register it as a trademark? The difference is registration of trademark and registration of company name, they fall under different part of the legal systems and under different law. Registration of your companies with the SSM or companies commissions, right, is actually give you the rights to run the business only, that's all. It doesn't go anything further. It's actually like a license to run the business. But registration of trademark is the only way that you can ensure nobody copy your name. Once you registered the names, right, only registration of trademark give you the rights to sue others if they copy your name. So if you leave your trademark unregistered, your company name unregistered as a trademark, maybe others may be able to register your company name as their trademark. Okay, and then now your company name becomes other people's trademark. This is an awkward situation actually. So you might be able to claim it back later, but will involve a very lengthy and expensive court litigation process. So there go with the trademarks, and then that is only for your company name. Probably you will have a name for your products. Maybe under your companies you have 3 different line of products, and then each line of product you have their own name, logo. Then each of them you should actually go and register a trademark as well. And then maybe you have other services, so the services can be registered as a trademark. This is about strategizing what are the names and logos or trademarks that you want to protect under your name, your business, so that you can stop others from copying your name. This is your first line of defense in your business, because your customer remember your products and services from the brand name first. So this is fundamental for most of the business. Go and register a trademark. The next thing that we need to think about is copyright. This actually protects original works. For example, your books. If your company, you have a books, you have videos, you have musics, you even have a source code. All these can be protected as a copyright. And the beauty of copyright is actually the law would automatically grant protections for your works without the need of registration. Unlike trademarks, right, you must first register first. If you don't register, then you won't get any protection for trademark. But for copyrights, right, it is actually automatically protected once you complete your work, once you ensure that the work is original from you and you have made sufficient effort in producing the work into material form. Material form means that something written, something tangible for us to write, okay, to see. So the law actually gives us an extra step to go ahead and register your copyright. This is actually an additional step for us to be able to identify ourselves, to prove ourselves as the owner of the copyright. You have a certificate to prove, so that when somebody copy your copyrights, right, you can actually use to tell them that, come on, this is my copyright. This is the official documents. You probably should stop it. So that is the benefit of going extra steps to protect your copyrights. Then the next one will be patent. You need to see if you have any inventions or any products with technological breakthrough to apply for patents. These are actually protecting the technical features of your products. This is usually relevant when you have a new invention, something that novel, inventive. And then the last thing that you can consider is industry design. Let's say your unique selling point of a product is that you want to protect the exterior appearances, the aesthetic aspect of your products. Then you can actually register a industrial design for your product. Just now we shared about what is IP. So now you have to apply those IP to see which are actually relevant to your business. We will have to identify which IP are most important to your business. Not all type of IPs are actually equally valuable to every business. Sometimes your brand name is the center of your entire business identity. So registering a trademark could be your top priority. Sometimes your priority could be your invention. So you might want to protect the invention first by registering a patent. So it really depends how you choose the priority. But at least you will have to know which are more important for you first, and then you decide which one to register first, which one you can register later. But of course, our best recommendation is always do everything at once. But we know we all have limited resources at some point of time. So you have to know what are you doing, setting as a priority, and then later which one to do later stage. So that this is the importance of having a roadmap. Okay, the first thing is identify the unique selling point of your business, and then after that, consider which are the IPs that are relevant to you, and then you need to choose which are the IP that you want to do now or do later. And then next important consideration will be the cost, because you will need to know the cost, and then whether you want to know is whether it's viable to do that or not. Each type of IPs actually come with its own registration costs and legal fees. Their cost varies greatly. So for example, registering the trademark, I would say, is the most affordable for all businesses. If you can afford to buy the computer, then you can register your trademarks already. But it just depends on the extent of protections that you want to cover for your brand name. Okay, then thereafter, registering a patent could be more expensive. It is costly, time consuming, because it will depend on the complexity, but it is worth to move forward with the patents because you will want to make sure that nobody are actually copying your mechanism or technical features. Copyright is usually automatically for all the original works, so you might want to keep it at a later stage. Unless the core of your business is talking about licensing your software to somebody else, then that is important because you would want the official documents for the other side, for your partners, to ensure that you are the owners of the copyrights. The registration would help you in their due diligence because they might have their own lawyers to check whether you are the owners of the copyrights. So the copyright registration, you can think about it now or at a later stage. And the last thing is, if your products has a unique aesthetics appearances, then you can consider registering industrial design. So you might wait between these costs and then to see which one you want to go first, which one you can go later. Copyright, it doesn't cost a lot. Usually it probably costs less than a trademark registration. And industrial design fees is about the same with trademark registration. Okay, so after that, once you have identified all this, then you have to consider the steps for international registration. Are you expanding your business later overseas or not? The first thing is identify the IP, understand the cost, choose which one to go first and which one to go later. And then the next stage is to look into international protection. You will need to know whether you want to do it. If you do, when are you going to do it? At least you know the timeline first so that you're mentally prepared, and then you know which aspect is protected, which are not. Now we are talking about planning your IP protection timeline. Once you know which are the IP that are essential to you and what are the costs are important to you, you can plan a timeline. For example, within this year, after I register a trademark in one certain class, I might want to expand to another class. Next year, I will want to register my trademark in which country. And then the year after, any other country I want to cover. But the other thing is, you need to know for patent and industrial design, there is a very strict timelines when it comes to registration of your patent and industrial design. They have a strict requirements on novelty, which means if you want to register patent and industrial design, you have to register first before you start publishing it or maybe disclosing it to the third party. Otherwise, if you sell first before your registration, you might risk destroying the novelties of your products. This is something you need to bear in mind. That's why I say planning is important, because there's a lot of cases we have come across is the clients actually would come to us, they say they want to register their patent and design. Usually my first question to them is not about what is your product or what is the features of your product. I would ask them, have you started selling your products or not? If some of them told me, I already been selling it for 2 to 3 years. So in those circumstances, I would actually warn them, you might have actually lost the novelty of your products already, and you are not able to register it as a design or patent. So that's why I said you need to plan ahead, because the moment you disclose it to the public, then it would actually breach the novelty of your designs registration and your patent registration. To wrap up, what you need to remember is you may not necessary to register all your IP right away, but it's essential for you to know what exactly IPs you have, which one you want to protect, and then when to protect. You, by having a clear roadmap in the place, right, and ensure that you are protecting all the aspect of your business without rushing into unnecessary expenses. You can control the time, you can control your cost. So this is the most important part of running a business, which in my view lah. So thanks for tuning in. This is our first episode. I hope this has given you a clearer understanding on how to build your IP. If you have any questions, or please contact us, but please do like our channel, share it with your friend, comment, please let me know what else I can improve. This is my first episode. It's very important for us. We will try to do better. Okay, I know this is our first time. It could be a bit sluggish. So yep, thank you. See you next time.